Well, hello, I'm Dr. Julia Royston of BK Royston Publishing, Royal Media and Publishing, and the Book Business Boss Consulting, where we are helping you get your message to the masses, turn your words into wealth, and be a book business boss. So I'm on with Miss Prolific Jones, who's going to formally introduce herself. And she's an author, entrepreneur, artist, poet, spoken word artist extraordinaire, singer, business owner, can whip up a few pound cakes in the back if we need to. A little bit of everything. But we wanted to go live and let's just have a conversation about writing and a little bit about what happens afterwards. And we're leading into, yep, I'm no holds barred. We're leading up into an in person um, event that's coming up October 5th. And there is a link in the comments. So if you go over to my Facebook page, the link is there. The link is also scrolling at the bottom of your screen if you're watching live or you're going to watch on the replay. I realize that a lot of people are already in the building. And if you're working from home, you may be unable to view this now, but don't worry. We'll, no problem. You still got time to register. Still got time to jump on. So
Yes.
First off, JC, formally introduce yourself. Tell us where you're from, and definitely give your website link, because just in case they do need some of them pound cakes, they can get that there. And so go ahead and start, and then we'll start talking about writing.
So, good morning. I am JC Prolific Jones. I am everything that she just said. I don't realize how much I do until somebody starts talking about it, which is wild to me. But I started as a poet, didn't know that I was a poet until I was at JCTC with Dr. Eliza Young, and she says, JC, in her doctoral voice, do you know what you are? I said, a girl trying to get this A, like, my God.
Yeah.
And she says, yes, JC, you write wonderfully. You are a poet. I said, oh, nah, I'm just trying to get out this class. And it opened the door from there. Someone introduced me to open mics. And from that, it just, I read my little stuff, knees shaking, notebooks shaking, everything shaking. And people loved what I wrote. And then from there on, people were asking me to come and read my thoughts, because that's what I thought they were, thoughts that I had written on paper at different events and churches and everything. So that's what happened. And then it didn't. I started singing in front of people, so that, which I always sung anyway. I was in everybody's choir, but from there, it just opened up new doors, new avenues. So.
Well, it's what happens when you say yes, and then there's nothing like when somebody says, okay, so you don't know what you are. Let me tell you what you are, and let me show you what you are." And unfortunately, it was a safe place with a teacher. So I'm gonna give props to the teachers. Hey, the good ones anyway. There's some bad ones out there. I'm not gonna lie and say they're all good. But some of them really are looking out for the students and really do have students at heart to say, you can do, you can be, you can have. It's bigger than this class. It's bigger than this A. It's your whole life. It's your whole career. So that's a sidebar and a shout out to teachers. I'm a retired one and happy about it. But I still know that there are people in the trenches who are really have the student at heart and really understand the benefit of that and the life transformational change that it can have. I don't like the long term, I love the immediate gratification of writing and all of that, but you never know. You just sow seeds and you don't know when that harvest gonna come.
Exactly.
That's the part I didn't like.
I love the term you use, the trenches, because baby, I was stubborn and Lord have mercy.
Lord have mercy. I know.
You
Lord
gotta
have
be
mercy.
ready for war.
Yeah. Well, it's bad for the regular teacher, but it's worse for the subs. It's
Yes.
worse because they just feel like I can just act a fool and do anything. And
Until they realize Miss Jones is crazy.
yeah,
And then,
they rolled up on the wrong one that day, didn't they?
yeah, you got Miss Jones, man. Just sit on down. Sit there. Don't even try it.
Okay, so so besides the teacher pointing out that you were a poet, even though you did not know it, then what? I mean, how did you get there? Like, are the words just coming through your head, or you're inspired by something else, or is this just your therapy? I mean,
I
how
just
did
call
you start?
myself. I just call myself. I would just write down my thoughts because a lot of times the things that happen to you in life, sometimes you can't speak about it. So as a kid, stuff was happening to me, but I could not. I was told I was too young to say what I was saying,
Right.
or just be quiet, or whatever the case is. So I would just write it out, and my mother would get so mad at me
Because you
because
would write it down.
I would write it down. I had these big old long letters. I don't want to see not know what letter. Don't write no letter. Just go to your room.
I did.
So that's what I did. I mean, I would get in trouble. And then when she started reading the stuff I wrote, she'd be like, "You are too young to be writing these things that you were." But I was a reader. Like that's what
Yeah.
I could say about my mother. I would have lots and lots of books. Now, some of the books, because I started reading at a very fast pace, so I would get through with them chapter books,
Oh
in
yeah.
less than a day, and so she started giving me these big old thick books that I don't think kids should have been reading at that point.
She been trying to keep you busy.
Here's a book. I'm
Here's
like,
a book.
I should read that book. You gave that to me.
Yeah. But that's a key point though, is that
Mhm,
you can always tell the writers and the first time authors who are actually readers. Like,
mhm,
do you actually even read? Now that's one of the key things that about writing that is really important for people who want to have a book, because the market is flooded with all kinds of books and everybody's got a story, which is true. Should all
mhm.
the stories be told? I don't know yet. I know we have a story. Should all of them be told? That's something we have to decide, and something that you may have to have a family meeting and a personal meeting and a therapist meeting and a preacher
Mhm.
church meeting. I don't know. But
Yeah.
we may have to discuss that. But more importantly, understanding that what we're going to definitely touch on in this workshop is, your story, getting it out there, birthing it out there. But then
Mhm.
also we gotta figure out, do you understand the market of the book? Do you understand the literary market itself and what that actually means to your life when you release that thing into the atmosphere? When you release that thing to the world, what does that mean, and what
Mhm.
could that all entail? Because I
Yep.
know standing up on the stage doing your spoken word is just like, because I've been in the audience, I've been at your events, I know what that does. And then of course being able to sell your book at the end is even
Mhm.
more revenue, because the poetry spoken word world is wonderful and it's awesome, but it's not as lucrative as some of the other areas. So if
Mhm.
you have a book to go along with it, if you record 3 to 5 or 10 of your poems and you're able to sell that too, if you're able to stream it, I mean,
Mhm.
it's a lot, and
Yep.
it's wonderful. And I always tell people, more products, more profits. And so
Mhm.
therefore it gives them the opportunity for you to be able to profit from your words. That's where
And your talent.
turn words into, well, and your talent, etc.
Mhm.
So tell us a couple things that you really want to cover about this workshop on Saturday, because I know you're going to do the first part, and then I'm going to do the second part, and I'll talk about my part in a minute. Go ahead.
Mhm. So, a few of the things I want to cover is, first off, knowing what story you're going to tell. You know, um, like you were just saying, there's some things we may not want to talk about just yet. You know, you want to get some of that stuff in order first. So find out what part of your story you're going to tell, because everybody has a story, and you never know how your story is going to help somebody else that's going through the same thing that you've been through, and they're going through right at that moment, right?
Right.
So the other thing though that I want to talk to people about is copywriting. Oh my God. People, I've been told, you know, I've seen people say, oh, you could just do a poor man's copyright and you're fine. Mm-mm. No, there's another, there's a whole nother world, a whole new world. How about that? On making sure that somebody can't snatch your thoughts that you finally wrote down and put into a book. You want to make sure nobody's able to snatch that.
Right.
And then another thing is basically the process. You're pregnant with a book. You are pregnant. How are we going to birth that out of you? Like, how is that book going to come out? Because I don't know about you, but literally I have about 5-6 books in my head at one time.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
And it's a purge. You're releasing these thoughts, these ideas, you know, these stories. So getting that out into the world so that it can breathe life is going to be so for me it was exhilarating. So you know, we always tell the story of how I ended up writing a book. We can talk about that, Julia.
I know it's always that I that Montgomery, Alabama. They got just a folding chair. I need to go around with a wire notebook. That's what I need to do.
A wire notebook and then
a wire notebook.
a little look.
I need one of those 3-ring binder things that pops open.
Napkins. You were like, hold on, wait a minute.
Well, the writing piece wasn't her, you know, the problem. It was just the format that it was given to me in, baby.
It was literally written on napkins, on envelopes.
Yeah, oh yeah.
The notebook. I was like, here's my book. I pushed it towards you and you pushed it.
I pushed it right. I'm like, baby, we can't do nothing with this. It ain't time. This is wonderful. But look at all these poems. They beautiful. But I can't do nothing with them until they time. So yeah, that's kind of our seat at a Frisch's Big Boy restaurant.
Well, once upon a time, I walked into Frisch's Big Boy.
A lot of people. I'm like, yeah, I'm good. Okay, wonderful. I believe you me. I have had so many. I've got a person. I will not state anything, but they have done the same thing. Everything's handwritten, so they have screenshotted me images of them because it's not typed, and I'm reviewing it and looking at it. I just have a heart for people, for wherever their story is and whatever the setting is. Now we can't move forward really until I have some time.
And I'm so glad you got that heart, Julia, because I don't. Okay, so that's one of the things that we'll talk about in the workshop also.
Yeah,
if you've written everything, you've got beautiful handwriting and all that, but we're not going to be able to do that.
No, you're not going to be able to do that. No, we don't have to have something written down. Yeah,
so I'm going to showcase a couple of ways that you can take that writing and make it into a typed document.
Exactly.
A very easy way. You got 2 ways to do it. So So we'll do that, and then we'll go over other things that's going to help you go through that process. And there's going to be people. Yes, that's why I'm so happy that you're with me on this workshop. There's going to be people that's like, I don't want to do all of this. Can you help me get it done? We got that process. And we can talk about that. There's all types of things like ghostwriting and all of that we can do. But either way, them words that you have written down so beautifully. You thought about every little curly cue that you put on them little words, them little letters. But we got something else that we have to do with that baby.
Yeah, we do, love. We're gonna have to do something with that. But I'm always love the idea of seeing people's dreams come to life. Even if you have multiple, and I don't really try to squash people from having multiple ideas. That just means we just have to figure out which one we're gonna focus on first. And then from there, I've written a lot of books. So ideas, no, we just hold that one for the next round and for the next time. And that's book 2, and that's book 3, 4, and 5. But the biggest thing too is that you need to be in the room with other writers. Other writers need to be in the rooms with other writers, and we have an opportunity to do that in person as opposed to virtually. So if you're in the Louisville, Kentucky area, if you can get here by car, plane, train, automobile, scooter, skateboard, get to us on register. Be sure and register. The link is going by. The link is also on my Facebook page. So go to Julia A. Royston Facebook page. I've got the link there. Prolific Services .info is there. The link is there too as well. She'll send out the link. You can DM me, inbox me, whatever, and I'll get the link to you just in case you say it's scrolling too fast. I can't get it down. Don't worry, baby. We'll get it to you. Be sure and reach out to me, and we'll connect too as well. Now, before we move on even to my part, I want you to talk about Janami Books and More. 636 South 18th Street. Talk about it.
So Giannami Books and More is the only Black-owned bookstore in Kentucky. I thought it was just in Louisville, but then I went to Lexington, where it was it's called Fig and Leaf.
Yes.
And I thought that they were still open, so I run up to the building because the mural's still there and everything. And I'm like, yes, I go to open the door. The door was locked. And then I look through the window and all of these beautiful, just a sea of whites, wedding dresses.
Oh, wow.
Okay. So yeah, the owner of the store, she came, she said, yeah, everybody comes looking for this bookstore, but it's no longer we're a wedding store, a bridal shop.
Oh, okay. So, okay.
Beautiful dresses though. Like if I was ever going to get married again, and I wanted to wear white, that's where I'm gonna go.
That's where you gonna go. I understand.
Yes, but it's no longer open, and I've been looking because I don't want anyone to ever say that I just wanted to say that we're the only Black-owned bookstore. But I've been looking and I'm not finding anything with a brick and mortar.
Yeah.
So I always make sure to say we're the only Black-owned bookstore with a brick and mortar.
Standing alone, yeah. And not just like a church store that is very private and very not open to the public. There are some church bookstores that are open to the public. But in the Louisville area, they're open when church is open and they're not functioning 24/7.
Exactly.
So, yay! Congratulations to you all.
Thank you. So we are, like I said, located at 636 South 18th Street. We are in an orange freight container that is on what is called Opportunity Corner. And that's through the Black CDC that's led by Miss Tara Level. Here in Louisville. So I'm very grateful for her for giving us the opportunity to actually be in that location. And I mean, Opportunity Corner, it just says a whole lot, right?
Doesn't it though? When I went there, I was like, ooh, what we gonna do in the back, JC? What we gonna do on this corner? Girl, what we gonna do? Look at all that backyard. What do you gonna have something to fall next spring or something, right? Like Julia, your mind just be, I can see it so easy.
Yeah, and we're supposed to be doing something for the kids for the West End, maybe like a little fall festival.
Oh, okay, good.
So I'll have that information on my page so that everybody can bring their babies out and have a ball as soon as we get all of that locked in.
Make sure. Invite me, let me know. Let me know, see if I can support in some kind of way. Because I think that would be a great opportunity too as well.
Thank you.
You're
Yeah.
welcome. You're welcome. So please stop by. They have been on the news, and I'm grateful for that too as well. Come on, Janami, been in the studio. The studio came, the TV came to her, and all that good stuff. So it's a great opportunity for the bookstore and all that they do. And in addition to that too as well, they not only have a brick and mortar bookstore there on Opportunity Corner, but they also travel. So
Yes.
their bookstore moves. It
Yes.
travels and goes from place to place. So I'm extremely grateful that some of Julia Royston's books move double, sometimes in two locations at one time. She's moving, I'm moving, and
Hmm.
so it's a wonderful opportunity for authors. So be sure and reach out, make connection, um, and see whether they have any more room on their shelves for your books.
And we
Authors, that's
will.
another
Look,
thing.
we'll make room.
We'll make room. All
Because
right.
that is one of the things that I wanted to make sure that we did is give local authors a place for their babies, their book
And we
babies to come
appreciate
home.
that. We
Um,
do appreciate that.
yes,
Because
because
some stores don't, they just don't have any more shelf space. They just don't
mhm,
have shelf space. And that's a whole nother thing. That's also after the baby's birth. That's
mhm,
one of the not I won't say issues, but it's the opportunity for that.
yes,
Um
especially when more I'm going to other races are
mhm.
highlighted in a lot of different bookstores more than the African American race, you know.
Right, right.
So that's what we focus on is highlighting our culture, highlighting us, because that's not one of the things that's done a lot of times. So,
Right. Well, some of those other bookstores, because I've communicated with them, and some of them are flexible, some of them are not. It just all
mhm,
depends on what their rules are and what their guidelines are, and they do have specific guidelines about how the book has to be published, whether
mhm,
they can accept it self-published, whether it is a wholesaler. They have specific guidelines. Some of them are consignment and they have no problem, but you have to
mhm,
know what the rules are. And that
yeah,
is really kind of one of the main reasons why the Book Business Boss Consulting has been birthed, is because it not only helps the authors that I've had the privilege to publish and help walk through the process and assist, whatever. Because once you publish with me, I'm yours for life. But the other
mhm,
piece is that um, there are people who have been self-published
mhm,
who say, "Help, Julie, I don't know what I'm doing, and I know I didn't publish with you. I didn't even know you existed, and I understand that, but I need help moving forward." And that's really what that process is, because this is a business.
yes, it
And
is.
birthing the book, it's like anything else. Okay, once you give birth to a child, as a responsible adult, you should be taking care of your child. And so the same thing is with a book baby. We have a baby to take care of. We have a
Mhm,
baby that is a part of our legacy moving forward. So
mhm,
therefore, there are some things that if we really want to get this message to the masses and then turn the words into wealth, we got to get the message to the masses first. And there's some things that need to happen and some things that need to occur for you to be able to do that. And one of the main things that needs to happen is you have to be ready to talk about your book.
mhm.
That's one of the first things. And I'm like,
Yes.
you got to be whichever book you start, whichever book you are writing. I don't care if it's your first one or your 100th one. You got to be ready to talk about that thing, and you got to be ready to. I liken it to this example. Imagine a first time grandparent, grandmother. I've seen people who are just really kind of introvert and no big deal. They get a
Mhm.
grandbaby and it is on and popping. They can
Yes.
pop that phone open quicker. You see this video? Oh my gosh, he took his first step. Oh, she said my name. Oh, and
Mhm.
they run into the door. TikTok is full of
Mhm.
grandparents with their grandbabies, and oh my gosh, and the grandbaby don't want to leave and all that. So imagine the same excitement and enthusiasm that you have to have for your book. Just like if
Right.
you were a first time grandparent or a first time parent, and everything, it consumes a lot of your world. Not everybody, but it consumes a
Mhm.
lot of your time because you want to get the message out there. You want people to know about your story. You want people to be helped. You want people to be blessed by it. You want to be able to highlight the red flags so somebody doesn't experience what you experience. You want to help somebody get delivered and pulled out. And then you want the world to be benefited. And it's a part of your legacy, the words that you have on the pages or even in the ebook in the digital format. So I highly invite you, I highly encourage you. This is a wonderful opportunity for us to be in person. October 5th, it's this Saturday at 11 a.m. We're going to be at the Janami Bookstore and Books and More, 636 South 18th Street. But we need to know that you're coming. You just can't walk in. I need you to you can walk in once you register. So be sure find the link, which is scrolling at the bottom. Go ahead and pay. And then be sure and show up on time because we're going to start right at 11 a.m. on the dot.
Exactly. And I want to say that this is an opportunity you don't want to miss, because $50 for this type of information that you're going to get is great. Like,
yeah. I'm on the front line. I mean, I've written 120 books, and I was just adding up everything the other day, and I think I'm probably published altogether probably about 425. So that's a lot of books. That's a lot of messages. That's all genres. I've pretty much done it all. So I'm there at the publisher and the business side. JC's going to help you write, and we're going to get it done. So I look forward to, if you have any questions, you can always go to JuliaAKRoyston.com, or you can find me on social media, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, X, and TikTok. I'm over there too as well. So reach out to us. I will be putting the link in the comments. And so the link is out there. Be sure and share and tell others. Spread the word as much as possible. I've been posting for a while, but I know it's the first of the month. Everybody's money be doing different things. So now jump on in, and I look forward to seeing you Saturday. JC, you have anything to add before we sign off?
I just love that we're having this workshop. Thank you, Julia, for working with me on this workshop. And I'm so excited to be able to help people birth those babies.
Let's do it.
All righty.
All righty. You all be blessed and have a great rest of the day. Bye-bye.